on stage taking time out of their busy schedules today. Very much appreciated. Thank you to everybody on the stage for spending time with us. Tom, I want to come down to you right away. This is an incredible fight that has been made. Your perspective on getting us to this point.
Thank you, Mark. And this really is a tremendous fight. And I want to congratulate Top Rank for putting this tremendous fight together. This is the kind of fight where both the fans and the media have asked for, and we were able to deliver it. Terence Crawford is a great, great fighter, and he's fought some very good fighters. But this guy here, he's on a whole nother level. Shawn Porter, not only one of the best welterweights in the world, he's one of the best fighters in the sport. And yes, this is going to be a very tough fight against Crawford. But you have to look at the quality of opposition and the level of competition between both guys. Just look at Shawn Porter's resume. He hasn't been out there fighting guys named Mean Machine. No. He's been fighting the best welterweights in the world for years now. And he's fought champions. He fought Udonis Ugas. He's got wins over Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner. He's fought Keith Thurman, Berto, Paulie Malignaggi. And he was in a Fight of the Year candidate with the best welterweight in the world, Errol Spence Jr. And on November 20th, he will become a 3-time world welterweight champion. Thank you very much.
Bob, I want to come to you. Terence has been asking for elite welterweights, and here we are. The fight's happening November 20th.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mark. And Tom, I want to thank you for your cooperation, not only in this event tonight, but this event with the companies that we represent, cooperating. It's only good for boxing. We can do bigger and better matches. That being said, Terence Crawford is the only unified champion sitting on the stage. He unified the 140-pound division. And maybe, just maybe, the reason he didn't fight more top welterweights is because you guys were hiding them because you wouldn't want to put him in with Terence. Maybe, just maybe.
Hey, Kenny, I want to bring in the trainers before we get to the fighters. Why do you feel this is the right time for Shawn?
I think mainly the reason this is the right time is because Shawn and I are very spiritual, and we pray over everything we do. So, we have no control over when, or where we fight, but we pray and we work on it. And I was just telling somebody yesterday, we had a meeting about Terence Crawford 2 years ago. Full-fledged, face-to-face with people that don't even come out and about face-to-face. We had a meeting about him 2 years ago. So when it finally comes to fruition, it's that time. There's a lot of things I could say about Terence. All of them are great, excellent. I'm a Terence Crawford fan, but number one, I'm a Shawn Porter fan. But this is the time. Now is the time. It's showtime.
Bomac, I want to come to you now. Is this the toughest fight of Bud's career?
Well, on paper, it could probably look like it, but we'll never know until we step in there. But as a trainer and a big uncle, a big brother, big cousin, I want that to be the toughest fight for Terence because you're going to see a better Terence Crawford that night of the fight. The better the fighter, the better Terence is, and the better, his team is going to rally around him to make sure it happens.
Obviously, there's a lot of mutual respect on this stage. Shawn, how excited are you for November 20th? This has been talked about a long time, and here we are.
What time is it?
Showtime.
What time is it?
Showtime.
What time is it?
Showtime.
That's why I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited because that's what I do. When I get in the ring, I command the ring. When I get in the room, I command the room. Everybody's a fan of mine. They're a friend of mine. If they wasn't, they will be after the fight. I really just feel like this is happening right on time. There's no secret that there's respect between myself and Terence. There's no secret that I consider us to be friends. I don't know what you consider us to be now at this point, but whatever the case may be. Say again.
Ain't no friends till after the fight.
There you go. There you go. So I'm not mad at that. And we operate differently, and I understand Terence, and I think that we can talk all about resumes. We can talk all about who's done what, who's done this and that. But when I look at his resume and I say something like, I know Terence, nobody else that's been in the ring with him knows him the way that I know him, or knew him the way that I know him. Nobody knows him in and out, how he operates mentally, emotionally, so on and so forth. I could say some things on this ring and really get him upset. I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? I could say some things and make him smile. I could say whatever the case may be. But it remains to be seen. What I do know is that November 20th is a day for the world. It's a day for the world of boxing, and it's definitely a day for the world of Team Porter and Team Crawford. It's going to be a magnificent evening. I'm looking forward to doing what I do best. I love what you said, Bo Mac. It's infectious. The best opponent brings out the best in Terence. The best in Terence is going to bring out the best in Shawn Porter. Y'all benefit from what we going to do November 20th. If y'all, I didn't wear a shirt today because initially I wanted to show you that I've been working. And then I was like, you know what? Let me show everybody else that I've been working.
We working.
We working. And I just don't, again, I'm not going to speak on your resume. Your resume is your resume, man. Like my dad said it. We're fans of yours. We've been fans of yours. I know everything that you've done, and I'm proud of everything that you've done. But I know everybody doesn't work like me. You know that. And I know that there's nobody that I'm getting in the ring with or may have been in the ring with that works the way that you work. You know what I mean? So on November 20th, no, we're not friends in the moment. After that, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But until that point in time, man, we're going to sell this fight. We're going to make this fight everything that it's supposed to be. And on fight night, we're going to go in there and lay it down.
But how would you characterize your relationship over the years and now having heard all of that?
Me and Shawn, we always had a great relationship ever since the amateur days in Venezuela. You know, I got pictures with me, him, Demetrius Andretti. You know, it's never been any bad blood, never got into it with him. It's always been love. I always supported him. He always supported me. But come November 20th, I'm going to step on him.
He's
Work time!
He's called out a lot of the biggest names in the division. And you talk about the respect that you've had. But here it is now, November 20th. He's calling you out. The fight's been made. What's next?
Well, you know, it's put up or shut up. Yeah. In my eyes, you know, I can stand up and I can pull my shirt out and I can really show you this 8-pack I got because, you know, I stay working.
Tell them again, bud.
You know what I mean? I stay working, you know. That ain't nothing to me. That ain't nothing new to y'all. You know what you're going to be up against November 20th. I know what I'm up against November 20th. And like you said, we're going to get the fans a great night of boxing. It's going to be fireworks from bell 1 to bell 12 if it lasts that long. Unlike other fighters that you fought, I'm different. I believe you know that I'm different. You know, the more you push, the more I'm gonna push. The more you come, the more I'm gonna come. And I'm pretty sure each and every one of y'all out here that seen me fight didn't seen it. You know, everybody say, oh, well, why you throwing fire with fire when you can just outbox them? Because I love it. I love that. You know what I mean? You push, I'm gonna push. You hit me hard, I'm gonna hit you even harder, and let's see who can last. You know, so that's what makes me and Shawn Porter a great fight.
Shawn, when this fight was first presented to you, what was your reaction? And then when it was finally made, what was your reaction?
It was crazy. I remember I landed in Connecticut to broadcast the Olympic boxing, and I got the tweet from the WBO mandating this fight between myself and Terence, and I sat back and I just shook my head smiling because I knew that eventually this fight was going to be made. I knew that nothing was going to stand in the way. And so for me, that was when it was made to me, the fight when when the WBO did that tweet. Beyond that, man, I couldn't wait for this moment. I haven't seen Bud in a minute. We haven't been in front of, either of us have been in front of media talking about a fight in a long time. I've been on TV talking about other fights, being stimulated by other fights, but now to talk about my own fight right now this is special for me, and it's only gonna get better.
I will agree with you. It feels fantastic to have, all of this media in the room. It's been 2 years since, we've been able to gather like this. We were in the bubble for a long time, fights happening all over the place without fans. I want to come back to Tom and Bob because, again, we constantly hear, hey, man, make these fights happen, make these big fights happen. We've got one tonight, and we've got one again on November 20th. How does that make you feel about the sport in general moving in maybe a new direction where we're going to see bigger marquee fights like this one?
I'll let Bob go first on that.
Yeah. This quarter, we have a lot of good fights, a lot of great fights, but we have 3 marquee fights. One tonight, obviously, the November 20th confrontation between Terence and Shawn, and of course, Canelo Alvarez and Plant, another great fight. And they're all such big fights, they'll be on pay-per-view, all 3 of them. And people say, well, isn't it a lot of money? You got to pay $70 for one, $80 for another. It's a lot of money. But look at what a decent ticket is to watch a fight. Probably $250, $300 just for a decent ticket. The 3 events together on pay-per-view don't come to that. So I think it's a great, great bargain for fight fans, for sports fans, to see events like that. And I thank PBC and Tom for helping us make this fight happen, for being so cooperative in the fight tonight. And I commend them on making a great fight like Canelo and Plant, which will take place in early November.
Thank you, Bob. And yeah, look, it comes down, just like Bob said, it's the fighters. It's always the fighters. When they ask for something, or it's a fight that can be made, we're going to go do it. We've worked with Top Rank, many times in the past, and it seems like the relationship's just been getting better and better. And I'm looking forward to tonight. It's been a great event, great promotion, and obviously November 20th, we're going right back into it again. So it's worked very well together. Thank you.
Hold up. Time out. Can you reverse what you just said a few minutes ago? It's the what? The fighters that makes the fight, that want the fight, you go get the fight?
That's right. And I know where you're going to go with this.
All right. I just wanted y'all to hear.
I don't know where you're going with it.
No.
But it's a new day.
It's definitely
a new day.
It's definitely a new day, but I just wanted y'all to hear that on camera. So y'all know it ain't Terence Crawford that's been stealing the fights, all the fights that y'all been wanting to see. I just wanted y'all to know that, live and direct.
In all of sport, we hear the word legacy thrown around. And, I'm honored to be sitting between 2 incredible, not only boxers, but incredible human beings. Your legacy cemented already in the sport of boxing. What does a dominating win over Porter mean to you?
Well, just boost my status as #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I'm already considered the best fighter in the world. Beating the likes of Shawn Porter in tremendous fashion will only, boost my status, skyrocket from where I am now.
Same to you, Shawn. What does that mean to you with this fight and a win for your legacy?
Yeah, I think both of us. I'll speak for I'm pretty sure I'm on the brink of being in the Hall of Fame. I think that he's done practically everything that he needs, that's required to be in the Hall of Fame. And I think for me, being on the brink right here is not win or go home. Right here is win or nothing else. My life right now is dependent upon winning this fight, beating Terence Crawford. Like the word that you said, dominating Shawn Porter. He's a dominant fighter. Everybody that he gets in the ring with, he dominates. And so for me to be that guy that he can't dominate, to be that guy that beats him to the punch, that finishes the exchanges and punches just as hard and just as fast, everything that's required to beat Terence, I got it. And it's just about going in there on the 20th, great game plan, and doing the right things round by round until the end of that fight. So this to me is I think that you're sitting between two legendary fighters, but I think that this fight right now for me is going to depend. My legacy is going to depend on beating Terence Crawford.
The atmosphere at a fight is unlike anything else. There's no other sport that can come close to the atmosphere in an arena with thousands of fans screaming at you guys as you make your way to the ring. Music, ring walks, everything that comes together for these incredible nights. We're going to see it tonight inside T-Mobile Arena. You fought in the bubble. How excited are you now to get back inside a major arena on the Strip in Las Vegas in front of a ton of fans?
Man, it's been a long time waiting. You know, everybody's excited. I know everybody on Team Porter side is excited. You know, my family, my friends, my supporters, you know, everybody just been dying to go to a live event, you know, and this is the first live event that they get to see Terence Crawford in action in a long time. You know, the wait is over. Everybody's been coming to me, when the next time you fighting, when the next time you fighting. So, you know, everybody's just been sitting there just hungry for it, you know, just like I've been hungry to get back in the ring, you know, and now is the time, and the time is now, and I'm going to give everybody what they've been waiting for.
Shawn, same to you. You've witnessed now these bubble setups, no fans. It's different. There's just no other way to explain it. As a fighter, those fans motivate you. They push you to the next level sometimes. We didn't have that for a while. Now we get it back.
And it's funny. I fought last year in August and no fans. And you imagine between August and now we're in October, my dad practically since January, you got to figure out who you fight and get back in the ring. You got to figure out who you fight and get back in the ring. What about that Terence fight? You think, what about that Terence fight? I really ain't nobody I want to fight other than Terence. I don't know if we're going to get that fight. And if we do get that fight, we need to have that fight in front of fans. We can't just have that fight in a room full of nobodies. And yeah, we'll sell it on pay-per-view, but it's not the same. And so my dad, he was pushing me to get in the ring with someone else. This man right here to my right, I consider to be the next best thing in the world to Errol Spence Jr. Been there, done that. And now it's time to take on this challenge right here. And so between the patience of myself, the understanding of my dad that Shawn ain't gonna fight nobody other than Terence Crawford whenever that time comes, to TGB and Top Rank finally making a smart decision for Terence and the best decision they can make for me. We got a great fight for y'all happening November 20th. I think even the energy along the way is gonna be great as well. But definitely fight night is gonna be unlike no other. Terence, you've been in some big fights. You've been fighting back home, so I know the energy's been crazy. This is gonna be the craziest energy you ever felt, and I'm looking forward to it.
Kenny, I want to come back to you for another one. You know, he said right out of the gate, stood up, I've been working. Do we have to change anything going into this camp, knowing that you're facing Terence Crawford?
If the question is, do you have to change for Terence Crawford? There's a lot of things you have to do for Terence Crawford. You just can't come back into this type of fight with this type of caliber fighter and do the same things you used to do. You got to be better than you've ever been before. And you've got to think outside of your normal, everyday, you know, motions and movements. You got to change everything. So Shawn's been living up on a mountain away from his family. I'm not up there with him. He's been up there away from other fighters. There's no fighters up there with him. We're going to take some up there eventually, but he been like, you know, just like secluded up there by himself, just him and God. So we've done things totally different this time. Yeah. He's never had to just be completely by himself. I've always at least been there with him. So yeah, we're doing a lot of things different, and every day I'm trying to figure out what we can do to be better every day. I'm going to borrow other people's intelligence. I do that all the time anyway, but I got some smart people that I can reach out to, and you know, Bomac is a great trainer. Terence is a great, excellent fighter. As we said, and you know, everybody knows we have a history. When you have that kind of history, you've seen that guy do the things that he's done. You know, you have to change. You have to be better than you've ever been before. You know, and we never would have dreamed. I never would have dreamed that Shawn and Terence would ever fought each other. You know, and this is not about, you know, going back to where we knew each other, you know, back in the amateurs and all that stuff. But I have to say, I'm very proud of him, very proud of his trainer, very proud of his family, you know, the family man he's become, to see these guys grow up and not only be great fighters, but great people outside of the ring, you know. And of all the fighters I've ever come in contact with in my entire life, I've never had one step to me personally. Wait a minute, personally in a dark alley and ball up his fist and stand there and say, "What you want to do?" And I had to say, "Not today," because we might not have this right now, you know. And that's I have this enormous amount of respect for him and his trainer, and like I said, his whole camp, and the guy over there hollering from the back behind it. Yeah, him.
We're gonna get you.
The guy hollering
We're
behind
gonna
it.
get you.
Bomac,
Because
but Bo, I want to pose the same question to you. I wish we had another hour because we could sit up here for an hour. But Bo, again, Shawn Porter is the next task at hand. Anything different you got to do in camp?
I will tell you this, man. We already worked hard in camp, you know, when we in Colorado Springs. I will tell you this, man. My man, he turned us up. He turned us up. He turned the coaches up, and it's something about this camp is very, very special because everybody's on cue. Even the dog is on cue. So we ready, man. We ready. You know, you can't just bring regular sparring partners in for somebody like Shawn. You gotta search the boxing world for the best. You gotta ask
same
around.
here, same here.
You gotta ask around different coaches from from the East Coast to West Coast. You gotta go over to Argentina. You gotta go, you know, search the world for the best sparring partner because you know what type of fight he's going to come with, and we know that. And trust me, we're gonna be prepared. But I got to tell you this, man. I appreciate the respect for you, Kenny. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. But I got to tell you this. We had already talked about this fight, and I actually called him one day. I said, "Hey, what's up? What's up?" That's it. Y'all ready? Shoot, man, we fight y'all at home if we have to. I said, all right, then. All right, I'll call you back. So
No, he did. He actually called me.
So, you know, we've been looking at this fight, and we know what type of fight it is going to be, and we know what type of fighter Shawn is. So, you know, we're going to be ready. Trust and believe that.
The respect on this stage is just outstanding. I want to thank you guys for your time today, and we do have approval for a face-off. So I'm going to ask Shawn and Terence to step down front here for a great picture. Please leave your microphones on the stage. On behalf of everybody here inside the MGM Grand, this goes down November 20th. It is going to be one for the ages. Thank you for joining us. Tom, Bob, Bomac, Kenny, Shawn, and Terence, thank you for your time.
It's your time, boys! Media, please, Shawn will be on that side of the stage, Terence will be on the left side of the stage. Do not go on the stage